For 30 years, National History Day has inspired 500,000 students, teachers, and educators to make history come alive. This year, we are proud to introduce to you one of our very own national heroes, Kenneth E. Behring.
I was what you would call a Depression baby. I was born in 1928. It was a meager life. We had no luxuries, nothing like hot water or central heat, but I always had a roof over my head and I always had something to eat. When I was very young, I really wanted money, so I would do anything to try to earn some money, mowing lawns or paper routes.
Ken felt empowered with the little money he was making. Going to school had its benefits as well.
Growing up in a small town, sports became very important. And I really enjoyed football. I was captain of the team. We had a championship team.
His ambition had paid off, and the University of Wisconsin offered the young athlete a ticket out of poverty, a football scholarship. With the world completely open to him, Behring took advantage of those subjects that piqued his interest.
I was taking a class called city planning, and then it ended up that I built a complete city by myself.
University life opened Ken's eyes to the power of knowledge. But in a sudden turn of events, he became injured and could no longer play football. His scholarship was revoked, and he was forced to leave school. In spite of adversity, Behring was determined more than ever to succeed.
I really enjoyed cars, so I started at a car dealer. I was making very good money, so that was when I decided maybe I should go in business for myself.
Starting off on his own with no backing seemed like a guarantee for failure.
I needed an office. We brought in this little chicken coop. Anybody that's ever been into a chicken coop that's an old one knows what type of an odor can come from there. Anyways, that was my start, really, in business for myself. And we became a very legitimate dealer in a year or two.
Cars were rolling off the lots as profits were streaming in. Behring opened more dealerships along with a chain of car washes. By age 27, he was a self-proclaimed millionaire.
I did all my own financing, which gave me a big advantage.
That advantage was an opportunity to invest in a new enterprise, real estate development. In 1956, the small-town boy from rural Wisconsin was about to embark on a new adventure, building a real estate empire in Florida.
I started from the ground up. I learned a lot about the building business.
That city planning class from his college days was becoming a reality. In 1963, he reached his greatest achievement yet. He obtained a city charter and built Tamarack, a development in Fort Lauderdale, which would house more than 80,000 people.
Our homes were from $9,000 to $14,000, and everything was furnished by the city. City mowed the lawns, painted the homes, had recreation centers.
Once again, Behring had the itch to break new ground, challenge himself, and strive to succeed.
I started banks, built a hospital, funeral homes, nursing home, and it got where it was old to me, so I wanted something different.
In 1972, his journey would take him 3,000 miles away, where a new frontier was ready to be tackled.
I got a call from one of my golf course architects. Said, we got a great piece of land in California. Stop and look at it.
Within 4 years, Behring had completed Black Hawk, one of the country's premier golf courses and exclusive estates. Now at the top of his game, he made a purchase that satisfied that 18-year-old boy within him. In 1988, Behring bought the National Football League's Seattle Seahawks for $99 million.
I owned them for 10 years, and we really enjoyed it. It was an absolutely great experience.
10 years later, he sold the Seahawks and doubled his profit. By now, he was worth more than $450 million. But being on top was starting to become lonely.
There was nothing more that I wanted to buy. I've been through all the things that you normally call the American dream, but it was not satisfying. So I decided there had to be something more in life than this.
Instead of making money and turning deals, Behring began to build a path toward the future. Profit was no longer his sole priority. It was people. Vietnam, Mexico, South Africa, China. Today, Behring's Wheelchair Foundation has distributed and donated nearly 800,000 wheelchairs to people in need in over 153 countries.
When you show somebody you care, they give you that big smile, the tears run down their face. It's something that money can't buy, and you're creating goodwill throughout the world, which I feel from our country we need to do more of it.
Giving back became Behring's new mantra, and at this point, it was the only business that was gratifying to him.
No matter how much money you have or who you are, if you can show kindness, that kindness spreads.
Giving globally had changed Behring's life, but he knew that making an impact on the youth of this country would be everlasting.
I feel that National History Day is something that can give young people a chance to look back and see what has been good and what's bad about our country. And if young people study this, it's going to help them keep our country as one of the greatest countries in the world.
Believing in the link between knowing where you come from and how that path can shape our future is exactly why National History Day is fully embraced by kids nationwide.
I think history plays a very important part in every country's life. If we could get all of our young people to look at history and to decide that they want to become part of the future and do the very best that they can with their life, they're going to make a difference.
Today, Kenneth E. Behring is recognized as one of the world's greatest gift givers.
If everybody would just show a little kindness every day to somebody else, it would be a lot better world.
Thank you, Ken, for your endless support.